Joan Kosmachek, your seasonal color, style, and confidence coach, and I am here on a very warm day in the desert. The thermometer is creeping up towards 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and it is going to be, for me, a single layer dressing day, meaning that I'm putting on one top and nothing on top. And it reminded me that many of you have been asking, exactly this question: how do you create an outfit that's interesting, that has enough complexity for the level of complexity that you need when you can't rely on layers? And that's what happens as spring and summer come along. We want to strip off all of those layers that have been holding us and supporting us up during the winter, and we want to get down to a single layer, but we don't want our outfits to look boring. Now, if you're a spring with minimal complexity needs, this is your time of year to shine. You can throw on a solid sundress or a solid tee and shorts, and you probably look just fantastic. But for the rest of you, and for those of us who need just a little bit more interest or complexity in our outfits, these tips are going to be really helpful for you. So the first thing I'm going to say is that all of those fabulous solid tanks and tees that you have collected in your colors that work great as layering pieces through the fall and winter and even early spring, you're going to want to put those away for the summer season, and you're going to start to look for tops that are a little bit more interesting, because those solids t-shirts that have served you so well, if they don't have the jewelry, if they don't have the scarf, if they don't have the blazer on top, they may just fall a little flat and be kind of boring and dull for you. So let's take it up a notch for the summer. First suggestion that I'm wearing is to look for tops that have a print or a pattern. Now, that's not just any print or pattern. You want to make sure that it works for your seasonal line of design and for the shapes in your face, and that it has it may not have all, but it has many of the colors that are on your palette, and just has that overall feel and vibe that works for you. Because by putting on something with a print or pattern, you get instant complexity, and that's going to serve you really well. Now, in this heat, I do not like to wear even a necklace, no rings, no jewelry, because it's just too hot and sweaty for me to have added things on my body. I want to be as little as possible. So if you're like that as well, then your earrings are going to have to do a lot of the work for you for jewelry. And so look for dangly earrings that are visible, are going to draw attention to your face. Maybe you'll get something that's got spirals. It could be, leather pieces that are really cool. It could be fringe in one of your colors. Coordinate it with your outfit for the best effect, but definitely let your earrings do a lot of work for you this summer. Another way that you can add a bit of jewelry to your face is to look for some sunnies with bling, because they create a little bit more interest. And it may not be bling for you. It might be like a tortoise shell or some graphic colors mixed in an interesting design in your sunglasses. But that's a fun way to play with your style and add again some interest to an outfit. Don't neglect sun hats, because these are a great way to really add some protection as well as some interest to an outfit. So you can see this one here, interesting shape of the brim, interesting weave on the hat, and it's got some lovely corded detail, nice little fringe in the back. So that is another way. I mean, if you have a romantic style, you might look for a sun hat, either that already has it, or adding some beautiful silk flowers to the side. You might choose to have a cap that's got some bling going on. There's lots of different ways to add some interest by coordinating your hat, your sunnies as well. Don't forget about looking for interesting handbags. Something that is woven is great for summer. But if you don't like this woven look, you can look for, a canvas bag that's beautifully embroidered or quilted, something that has interest. Maybe you will go for a leather that has lots of fringing and tassels or lots of grommets, so that it just creates a little bit more interest in your outfit. Of course, we go all the way to the bottom and we're looking for interesting embellishment on our footwear or interesting design or interesting fabrics. So, for you, it might be gladiator sandal. Maybe it's a black patent leather sandal. Maybe you're looking for something that has kind of a ropey look to it. Whatever your style is, you want to make sure those sandals are interesting and have some interesting design details. Even with tennis shoes for the summer when you're paring down, look for tennies that have some interesting design, or maybe they have multiple colors, or perhaps the ones I showed you on Instagram the other day, my crochet ones, have a little bit of interest in the fabric. So there's lots of different ways you can create and add interest in your footwear. Now, I talked about jewelry and how we might not want to wear it. So there are some other ways that you can create kind of that complexity up around your neckline. One of them is to look for tops that have some sort of embellishment. You might have a lace inset. This one has some beading that goes all around. You might prefer a more earthy look. It might have, brown wood beads, or maybe it's bling for you. But there is going to be some top out there with some embellishment that can serve in place of a necklace or jewelry up top. The same can be done through, like a crochet garment, and whether you have an entire crochet top or just the top piece of it, that creates some interest and can again draw the eye to the face without having to have a lot of jewelry on. And you're going to choose those things that have a level of complexity that you can handle up around your neckline. Embroidery. I chose this really fun, very simple sailor embroidered design. Works really well with my sporty style. But you might, look for embroidery that's Mexican folk art, or that is Asian inspired, or something like that to fit in with your personal style aesthetic. Some of you are going to be comfortable with graphic t-shirts. Some of you will not. If you're choosing a graphic t-shirt, make sure that it, again, works for you. The same as a printer pattern, there's graphics that really connect to us. They are on our color palette, they have the right contrast level for us, and the right messaging. So that's something to consider, because again, it adds more interest than just a plain solid t-shirt or top. Don't neglect the bottoms. Here's a little pair of capris that have a really fun ribbon and bow and pearls. And that's all, except for a little band, also matching band at the top. But you can just see how much interest that adds to a plain pair of capris. So you can even do that to the capris you have. Some of you will be able to, depending on your body signature and where your weight is aligned, some of you can be adding interest with lots of pockets and zippers on the bottom half. Sometimes they have those gathered ruching on the side of capris. If you're wearing shorts and you can handle pleats, or you can handle a cuff on the bottom of the short, all of those are ways to add a little bit of interest and complexity to an outfit. So don't neglect them, really pay attention to those details. Honestly, the way to have an interesting outfit without layering is to pay attention to the details. So now for those of you who are still stuck in snowy weather or damp, rainy weather, and you're feeling like summer is a long way off, this is a great opportunity for you to get online, start seeing what's out there. Don't forget to check out the thrift stores. I have a great course on how to find designer discounts at thrift stores online. So you might want to, this be a great time to sign up and take that course. It's self-paced and it's yours for a lifetime. So check it out on the Color and Style Academy. But also it's a good time to just go through your closet and just start to play and put outfits together and see how can you create interest and complexity with those things that you have already. What are you missing? What do you need to shop for so that when the hot weather hits, you're going to have some fabulous outfits to pull out and wear and enjoy. Well, if you have success, or if you have any secrets to share, I hope you'll put them in the comments below. We can all learn from one another, and it's always fun to hear how others create complexity in an outfit, and as particularly in a single layer outfit that works really well in the summer heat. Have a great and colorful day, everyone, and thanks for listening in.